is gonna crack. You guys are worse than kids in school. Oh god. Y'all ready? Make some noise and mute yourself. Get ready.
Woo,
Welcome to
woo.
Santa's Naughty List. I can't hear you. Oh my god. Oh my god. Wait, welcome to Santa's Naughty List, you guys. My name's Duante Barnett, known as SuitMan. If you missed it last night, we'll be reposting it soon. But two or three of these fuckers burned the shit out of me last night. We had a birthday roast, so that's something to make noise about. We're gonna have a great time tonight. I know what's Christmas is next week, right? Isn't that right, you guys? Friday, correct?
Friday.
That seems so wrong.
Everybody got their Christmas shopping going. You guys done with that, or anybody still shopping?
Yep.
That's a great part for me. A lot of people wonder what's the best part about being SuitMan. I don't buy nobody shit. I'm cheap, so. I'm a Sagittarius. I treat everybody the way they treat me. If you're lucky, I might get you something for your birthday, if you know what I mean. One or the other, motherfucker. Pick one. But it's weird. We've got a great lineup tonight. I just want to jump into it. I know our first comedians. I think she's been starting her own mic herself with a bunch of women. I know they had a show a couple of weeks ago. I've seen her in Dat Fan's mic. She's out of Verdona, New Jersey. Give it up for Jessica Miranda.
Woo! Thank you. It's so great to be here tonight. Yeah, I just started a production of my own, and I give you lots of credit here. When you're running a Zoom thing, it's a challenge. I'm just gonna go and tell you a little bit about my very first production. I spotlighted myself because I did my set up front, and then sadly I didn't know how to take the spotlight off myself, and I was spotlighted for the first two acts of my show, sadly. And that was and then here's the second error was when I finally got the spotlight off of me, I turned the camera off of the comedian who was on at the time because I was it said video off. Yeah. So, but she was a good sport. She goes, "Where'd I go?" In the middle of her set. So that was rough. And, she's still my friend, thankfully. And then finally I had a really nice comedian who said to me in the chat, "Let me take over, I'll host, I'll do like the background stuff." And I did, and I gave her host privileges, but accidentally I gave them to a random guy in the audience by accident. Yeah, so that was like 3 for 3, so I'm hoping the next time goes better. Yeah, and the guy was like, I said, "Can you give the host privileges to this person?" And he didn't know how to do it. I had to walk through it in the chat. But yeah, so anyway, yeah, I give it up for anyone who runs a Zoom anything, because that's a lot of work.
Woo!
Woo! So I've been doing comedy for about 1.5 years, and I'm having a lot of fun with it, and I recently celebrated my 17th wedding anniversary. And over COVID. Thank you. And that's 119 years in dog years. Yeah, when you get married, though, you know what they say? They say you marry the whole family. And that happened to me, because when I got married, I married the most loving, caring, generous, selfless, kind mother-in-law. She's in my house every day. Every morning, COVID didn't even slow her down. She's still here. She helps me with my kids. I have 3 sons. They are 9, 9, and 11 years old. And, she's there to help me out. But I figured her out, though. She's not really there to help me. She's there to help her son, the king. Yeah, the king. So this is what my morning sounds like. My husband, I married the sexiest Spanish man. So this is what my morning sounds like with my mother-in-law in my house. Mijo, you need sandwich? JC, why you don't give lunch for my son? Mijo, I buy you new coat at Lord & Taylor. Try it on, it's frio outside. JC, I clean your bathroom. It's very dirty. And Jesse, why you give the kids all that cinnamon toast crunch? It's too much sugar. This coming from a woman who just funnels the sugar into her Cafe Bustelo every morning at my kitchen table, telling me I'm putting too much sugar into my children, you know? But apparently she doesn't like my ironing either, because I iron my husband's clothes. And, you know, I come down and there he is standing in his underwear in the dining room, and she's ironing his pants again for him, you know, after I ironed them already. So, you know, it's kind of crazy. It's exactly what I thought marriage was going to be like after 17 years. So, yeah. But, you know, my husband, he tries to help out a lot. You know, he gets home, you know, after happy hour, you know, and he points things out. He's very observant. He points things out. He'll say things like, you know, what's all this clutter on the counter? Or what's all this laundry still doing on the dining room table? Isn't this going to get put away soon? And I'm thinking, who is he asking? Is he asking him? Is he making mental notes so he could put it away himself? You know, but he's not really. He's expecting me to do it, you know. But, you know, I got to be honest, though. The only thing worse than your mother-in-law bitch slapping you every morning is like if your kids see you put your Spanx on, you know, because that happens. That's pretty humiliating. That's definitely humiliating. Yeah. So, you know, so I explained to you before that I've only been doing comedy for about 1.5 years. It was about a year before COVID. So really, I'm a high school teacher, and I've been a teacher for 23 years. And it's a really interesting school year this year. It's really an interesting school year because my school, they gave me this beautiful smart board. It's like really state of the art. It's like, I feel like Mission Impossible with it. But they also gave me a face mask and a face shield and plexiglass to go around my desk. Yeah. You know, I feel protected though. I feel protected against the smelly kids. Freshmen can be really smelly. I'm sure you've heard that already from some teachers, but like there's this smell that comes from a freshman, and I think I figured it out. It's like Italian sub with extra onions, and then there's like a little bit of fart smell. It's kind of like that fart that maybe you think it smells like food and you're not sure if you like it or not. You know, you're not supposed to. And then there's this third smell that I think I've nailed, and it's what I think cholesterol might smell like. You know, if I had a wad of cholesterol, it would be that smell, definitely. So I'm definitely protected against the smelly kids for sure. You know. So, you know, we are right now in what's called a 100% virtual lockdown, which we've been hybrid, which means we're in person some of the time and then remote some of the time. And it's a combination, but then we're in a couple days and then there might be an increase in cases. So we lock down for a 2-week period. So we've been in a lockdown, and I got to be honest, I miss being in the classroom. I do. I like, you know, the remote seems a little convenient sometimes, but there's moments of academic excellence that I really miss. Like this situation that happened where these 2 senior boys were having a conversation in my class. And it was a kid named John, and he was telling his friend Chris about a guy who was bothering his girlfriend. And he said to Chris, he said, you know, if that kid didn't get away from my girlfriend when he did, if he didn't move away from her in the hallway, I was going to do something, man. I was going to toss his salad. Now, if you don't know what toss the salad means, I want you to look it up, okay? Because I'm not going to tell you, but I will tell you this. I was so worried about this kid because I was like, wait a minute. Now this kid, you know, Chris better tell John what toss the salad means, because I don't want to get involved in this, you know, but I do feel like I have an educational obligation. But now I'm listening because I'm hoping that someone's going to say, hey, you're not using that right. And but nobody did. In fact, Chris said to John, yeah, you know, if you see that kid again, you should toss his salad. I would have tossed his salad. So this conversation went on and on, and I went over and I said, hey, listen, you know, you're not using that right. I want you to look that up on the Google. Please don't look at the images though. You know, you can't look at the images, just look it up. But I don't want to have this conversation again with you. You know, you'll thank me someday, I'm sure, but I don't want you going to college with this idea, okay, of what that means. So, you know, he looked it up. And you know, he was so embarrassed. You know, you can tell the look on his face, and the whole class wanted to know what was going on. So it was like a game of operator. It went around my classroom within minutes. It was like, toss a salad, toss a salad, toss a salad. And everybody, that whole senior class learned what toss a salad meant. It was like a teachable moment that I can't even create in a virtual setting. That's what I mean. I like to be in the classroom because there are these teachable moments that just can't happen in a virtual world. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, so that was pretty fantastic. So anyway, the other thing, I think I mentioned that I celebrated my 17th wedding anniversary, and I got to be honest, my marriage hasn't always been the best, you know, and I did do some untraditional things to save my marriage. And, you know, if you're in a situation, you know, I don't always think that marriage counseling is the best thing for everyone, you know? So one thing that I did was I went out to a place with my girlfriends. It was Freestyle Friday night at the Franklin Steakhouse. It was a girls' night out. We got our club clothes on, and I'm in my 40s. Actually, I'm 50. So, you know, and we don't really belong in club clothes anymore, but we try our best. And I got to be honest, that place really straightened me out. You know, when you can see that the grass isn't always greener, because it was like butterfaces and camel toe as far as the eye could see. It was like a bunch of recently divorced men. It was like a shit show of looking for love. It was a mess, you know. And when I got home from that night out with my friends, I walked in with my high heels on, still strangulated by my Spanx, and I started making my husband his lunch for the next day. I haven't done that in a really long time. So yeah, if you want to save your marriage, a girls' night out might be in order. Thank you guys so much. Thank you so much for having me tonight.
Give it up for Jessica and Miranda, you guys. Woo! Oh my. That's interesting. I toss my salad. You're gonna toss it? Yeah, that's yeah. I'm feeling old too. Like I've got to that point, and we had the SJW post, and I was like, what's SJW and what's SMF? And I was like, I thought it was single Jewish woman. I was like, is this a dating post? What's going on here? Like, this is comedy. There are a lot of single Jewish women in comedy. So all right. What are you mad about? Like, yeah, never mind. I'm getting old too. Let's just say I'm getting old. Our next comedian might fall in that same category. She's been having technical difficulties as well. We're just easing her into this, so we won't give her too much of a time. I'm not sure if she Googles anything. She probably had a set of encyclopedias to look shit up, like the rest of us did when we were younger. I bet she's even got that coveted Q and Z edition. I haven't seen her yet, but she's always good fun. She seems like she can take a little razzing. Give it up for the lovely Jane Banks.
Well, yeah. Thank you. Thank you so much. I am delighted to be here because, you know, I'm 71, so I'm delighted to be anywhere. That's great. But the thing, you know, people think that being my age is not any fun. And that's simply not true, because we can abuse drugs and alcohol like everybody else. We can. I mean, Costco has great prices on tequila, and my weed man has curbside delivery and takes cash. So, you know, I'm good. And by the way, my generation invented marijuana. You're welcome. So I think probably some of you are also thinking about sex, because when are you not? And you think that seniors don't have sex, but you should know that the Center for Disease Control says that STDs among people in my age group are skyrocketing. So we appear to be getting a lot of love. Not enough love, but a lot of love. So, you know, I know that some of you think, ugh, senior sex, that's so gross. And I would just say, quit your bitching. Jesus, you don't have to be there. You know, think about us. Thank God some of us don't see as well as we used to, really. But, you know, it's not just us that have issues about sex. I saw a young friend the other day, and he looked very despondent. I said, honey, what's the matter? And he said, Jane, it's not fair. Women have all the pussy. You know, he's not wrong, but his issue is that nobody's sharing any with him, and he's better. And he sits in his mom's basement whining on Facebook about don't women want to go out with nice guys? And that's so attractive. But the problem is, by women, he means smoking hot women. And by nice guys, he means bitter, ugly guys. So let's look at this again. Why don't smoking hot women want to go out with bitter, ugly guys? Well, it beats the fuck out of me. I have genitals and I enjoy them, but I do photograph them and send those photographs to other people. So, I'm sorry. I don't get it about the dick pic. That eludes me. It really does. Because, you don't get any decent, useful information out of that. I mean, you guys, I know that some of you take that picture from down around your knees to make your dick look bigger. You should understand you are not fooling anyone. And if you must send one of those pictures, I would say put a dollar bill next to it like they do on eBay so that people know what you're working with. Because if you think that size doesn't matter, oops, we've been lying to you about that. Sorry, our bad. Men are weird about sex, though. They are. I have a friend who's into bondage. He's really, he thinks that makes him a member of the kink community. He thinks he's really way out there. And he posted a picture on Facebook of a woman suspended from ropes. I took a look at it. I'm sorry, that's just macrame. I mean, I'm a spider fan hanging from my porch from those exact same nuts. I think if he wants to take a walk on the wild side, he needs to do better than some shit the Boy Scout give merit badges for. So, I was unimpressed. Yeah. I have a daughter. And when she came home from school one day from daycare, she was really little. She said, "Mommy, I'm not going to get married with a boy. I'm going to get married with a girl because boys are yucky." And I remember thinking, "Oh, honey, you have no idea." Well, she's 30 now. She knows exactly how yucky boys are because nothing has changed since my day. They still don't sleep in the wet spot. That's right. I'm looking at you. Yeah. So I have I do think about her and I think about her friends, these young women, and I have some advice for them. I call it, don't fuck that guy. So if a guy has a big old bushy beard, but no mustache, don't fuck that guy. Because that's tail shit right there. You're going to end up on a compound in Idaho with 10 kids and no shoes. So don't fuck that guy. And of course, if a guy has a neck beard, don't fuck that guy. I mean, you all know who you are, but don't fuck that guy, ladies, because if he is too lazy to shave his neck, how hard do you think he is going to work when it comes time to get busy downtown, if you know what I mean? And of course, if he doesn't want to go downtown because he thinks that's gross, well, don't fuck that guy. Jeez. Because he will never make you happy, and that's just rude. So if he calls you darling, well, I think that's sweet. People do that down here where I live. But if he calls you sugar tits in front of your mom, don't fuck that guy. If he talks about his exes, I do find that annoying. But if he doesn't have any exes, don't fuck that guy. I'm serious. He is going to be so mad that he has not gotten his God-given allotment of pussy that you're going to have to make it up to him for every girl who ever told him no. And, if he spends more on his gaming system than he does on rent, don't fuck that guy. Because, he's going to be homeless soon. And want to come over to your house and plug a system into your electricity. So, you're never going to fuck that guy because the minute that you start, he'll go, "Oh, no, I'm on my 25th life," and so, yeah, don't fuck that guy either. But in fact, for some of you, it's too late, isn't it? You have already fucked that guy. I know. It's okay. It happens to the best of us. And you've got a decision to make after that. You've got to either keep him or kick him to the curb. And there's some things that you need to think about. If he calls his mama, I think that's really sweet. You should keep him. That means he's a nice boy. If he calls you mama, on the other hand, kick him to the curb, because that's creepy. Now, if you haven't met his mama or any of his friends, face it, honey, you are his side chick. And unless he's your side dick too, and that's the way you want things, kick him to the curb. If he forgets your birthday, okay, you know, you can keep him, providing he is willing to get it tattooed on his biceps so he never forgets it again. Otherwise, kick him to the curb. If he forgets Valentine's Day and then says, well, I refuse to celebrate Valentine's Day because it's just commercialized capitalization of love. You know, don't even fall for that bullshit. That's just crap. In other words, he could paint your toenails, he could do your laundry, he could do a lot of things to bring the love on Valentine's Day. And if he won't do any of it, kick him to the curb. I mean, I've got an example here. Shortly after I gave birth to his child, my husband forgot Valentine's Day. So I thought, well, all right, it might be premature to divorce him over this. So I just explained it to him carefully and at some length. So why that was unacceptable. And honestly, after he got out of the hospital, he made it up to me and he never forgot again. So speaking of my husband, you know, after 30 years of marriage and quarantine since March, I have to say that things have gotten a little routine where sex is concerned. That's right. You know, gotten a little boring in the bedroom. I mean, what a surprise, right? So the other day I thought, well, you know, we can do something about this. So I went to my husband. I said, honey, and he said, what? And I said, sweetheart. And he said, what? And I said, wouldn't you like to try something different in bed, you know, just for a change? And he said, no. Well, I must have looked kind of sad, because then he said, oh, darling, you know, it's please don't be offended. It's just that I love what we do already. And, you know, I know it's a little vanilla, but we have a good time. And so I said, okay, honey. And I went and got the strap on and he bent right over. I'm Jane Banks. Good night, everybody.
That's what she's gonna leave me on. I wasn't ready. Oh no. It's funny. She was talking about like using a dollar bill for a scale of reference. I would recommend all guys use at least a $50 to $20 bill. Don't be cheap. Don't use a $1 bill for reference. That's definitely not going to help. A $100 bill is probably the best way to go. Anyways, give it up again one more time for Jane Banks out of New Orleans, Louisiana, you guys. Grandma got jokes and she's dirtier than hell. Jesus.
That's right.
I didn't need to know that the STD rate's so high at the adult family home. That's fucked up. Our next comedian, though, he might be in the home on the other side of the country. Who knows? I love this guy. He's Black Santa. He roasted the shit out of me last night. Give it up for Chipp Jones out of Washington, D.C.
Woo, hey. What's up? Man, this show started out with a bang. You know, I gotta admit a couple things. First of all, to Jessica, I do the cooking at my house for dinner, and so we did chicken Caesar salad. So I actually tossed a salad today. So I actually used that term. And to Jane, I do go down on my wife, and we don't call it a neck beard. We call it a bib, because I go down on her well. I do a good job. So it's the holidays. It's that time of year where little kids pick on me and call me fat. You know, actually, they don't so much call me fat as they come up to me and go, "Are you Santa?" I'm like, am I really that fat? So, as I said, I do the cooking in my house. So I'm actually feeling kind of good about these holidays with COVID, because, you know, it's a small group now. It's just me and my son and my wife. Usually these dinners are huge because my son's a millennial, so he's always bringing home somebody. And my wife is ultra liberal, so she's always bringing home homeless people. So invariably, we always have that one person who's like, surprise, I'm a vegan. And I always have to go, surprise, even the vegetables are made with bacon. Yeah. To which they usually go, well, I'll just have some bread. Oh, you mean the cheddar bacon biscuits? Sure, have at them. Well, maybe I'll just have water. Oh, you mean the sparkling bacon infused water? Yeah, have some of that too.
Nah.
I am, I guess what I'm trying to say is I am the opposite of a vegan. You know, I don't care. Impossible Burger. What I'm looking for is somebody who's making an impossible salad, you know, where the lettuce, the tomato, and the cucumber is made from chicken, veal, and beef. You know, that's what I want. That's my thing. And even if they did make that, you know, I'm going to sprinkle bacon bits on top of it. I mean, that's just the way I roll. So, I was going to say that I am the oldest one on this this comedy show, but I don't know. Maybe Jane beat me by, you know, a couple months. But I'm at that age now where I've got hair growing everywhere, you know, places that it shouldn't, tops of my ears. In fact, last week I had this long hair that grew out of my ear, and I went to pull on it and my leg went up. Said, you know what? I'm just going to tie this one off. Last week I had to shave the knuckles of my toes so I can get them into my shoes. I guess what's going on is I'm not so much getting old as I'm turning into a hobbit. I guess is what it is. I'm going to be looking for a quest sometime soon. I also am very jealous of the young guys like Duante, you know, those guys who have that steady stream when they go to the bathroom, right? You know, Dante's probably like a little fireman with his fire hose, you know, just blasting away. Yeah, if I'm your fireman, your house is burning to the ground. Yeah, when I go, it's more like a ketchup pump at McDonald's. Squirt, squirt. In fact, most of the time now it takes so long I sit down when I pee, which can be kind of awkward at a urinal. You know? I mean, you get good eye contact with the guy next to you, but you always have to remember to stand up before you flush or your back gets wet. You know? So it's kind of awkward. You know, my doctor now, he books me for 2 appointments if I have to pee in a cup. I think that's rude. That's just rude. You probably can't tell from the way I'm seated, but I do have long dreadlocks. And, it's funny because when people see these, they automatically assume that I smoke and sell weed. And I just want to let you guys know I do not smoke weed. Looks like a couple people with glaucoma in the room. Okay, no problem. I got you. I am also, like many African Americans, I suffer from big bones, which is compounded by the fact that I'm fat. Yeah. I tried running, but I found I could only run if there was a Popeyes at the end of it. So I'm no longer a runner. I think mainly because they're always out of the chicken sandwich. So I don't know. Did you ever go to a McDonald's and order so much food that you bought a second soda simply because you didn't want the people behind the counter to know you're going to eat all that yourself? You know? Am I the only one? Okay. You know what I really need? What I really need is I need a fat guy gym, something designed for fat guys. You know, I need a gym that's got like a, I don't know, like a 14-foot rope climb to a bucket of chicken, you know. Or, maybe every treadmill has a full Thanksgiving dinner at the end of it that you just can't quite reach, you know. Or you know, they take you outside and actually make you chase down the ice cream truck. You know, I need incentive. I guess is what I'm saying. What's going on? This shit show that's 2020. You know, I gotta admit though, I did have some hope at the beginning of the year with the Black Lives Matter movement. It seemed like we're getting some traction. You know, the corporate America let Uncle Ben, Aunt Jemima, and Mrs. Butterworth off of the corporate plantation, which was kind of nice, you know. Yeah, I think the thing that was best is that we got to go first, because a lot of times black people don't get to go at all. I could have seen them starting out with child labor, and maybe letting Wendy and Little Debbie off, or maybe even going with gay rights and finally letting Mr. Clean and the Brawny Man declare their love. Yeah. That's always been a sad story to me, because they're usually always on the same aisle, but they're never allowed to be side by side. It's like, yeah. The only problem though is now, how these white woke people that want to show they're down with the struggle with these obscure black facts. Hey, did you know Malcolm X was an excellent bowler? It's like, okay, cool. Harriet Tubman, she had narcolepsy. Okay, nice. Martin Luther King, he not only had a dream, but he also had some nightmares. Get away from me. Just walk away. And white America has now discovered Juneteenth, the commemoration of the slaves in Texas who didn't find out for 2 years that they were actually free. And there are actually some congressmen that want to turn it into a national holiday, which yeah, I don't know if I'm down with that, because I know the way America is, and I can see turning on the TV next year and hearing "Swing Low, Sweet Chariot." You need a new chariot? Come on down to Coons Ford. We'll get you in a Tahoe today. It's our Juneteenth celebration. Still haven't gotten that reparations check? No worry, 0% financing. Or I can hear, I'm going to lay down my burden on this Sleepy's memory foam mattress. Come on into our Juneteenth celebration. Every black people, 3/5 the price. No. Oh, no. But I think the thing that scares me the most is once it becomes a holiday, Hallmark's going to get involved, and I can see my white friends and coworkers sending me these terrible cards. Like I get a card that says, "Hey, I'm sorry about slavery." Open it up. It was a cotton picking shame. What?
Oh no!
Or I can see walking into my office and there's a card on my desk that says, "Hey, it's been over 140 years since we had slavery." Open the card up. Isn't that all just watermelon under the bridge? What? From Debbie and the girls in HR. Who the hell do I complain to now? Or maybe somebody will go high tech, with one of those personalized record your own message card. The front of the card says, "Are you still mad about slavery?" I open it up and it just screams, "Nigga, please! Nigga, please! Nigga, please!" Now I'm stabbing everybody at my job. So. But that was the deal, with Obama. We were supposed to be post-racial. We were supposed to be past all this. I can remember just before quarantine, I was in downtown DC, and this little 6-year-old white girl was walking in front of me, and she looked back and saw me, and she immediately took her Barbie purse. She moved it to the other side of her body and clutched it really tight. And I got to admit, it really hurt my heart. I think mainly because it meant I had to knock her to the ground to snatch it. Yeah, this racism isn't working out for either one of us. Yeah, she only had $3 too, so it was just bad planning on both sides. Oh man, what else is going on? I don't know if you saw this, but in the news there was this 11-year-old black kid who was selling his white middle school friends N-word passes so they could use the N-word at school. Yeah, this kid made $1,000 selling these N-word passes.
Oh shit. Oh shit.
Chipp, unmute yourself.
Yeah, so when did I get muted? What happened?
I don't know.
No. So where was I? So the gig was up when the first white kid came home with a black eye. So the kid's parents are now making him give the $1,000 to Black Lives Matter. But I'm not too worried about this kid because he's got a good head on his shoulders. He was able to take nigga and make nigga aid out of it. So I think he's going to be okay. So I did suffer a lot. I had COVID myself early in March, and then watching all these, my heroes have been dying this year. It seems like, and it put me in mind of one of my heroes who died. I guess about 9 years ago. Do you guys remember David Carradine, Kill Bill, Kung Fu? Does anybody remember what he died of?
Yeah.
Yeah, he died of autoerotic asphyxiation. He accidentally hung himself while masturbating. So, and it was weird because when the Thai police found him, they said that he had committed suicide, which I thought was odd. That they came in and found him with a belt around his neck and his pants around his ankles, you know, and figured, well, he must have thought last day on the planet, let me go ahead and rub one out real quick. It's like, no, that's not what happened. But, you know, when I thought about it further, David Carradine died of a character flaw. And by that, I mean, he was in Thailand where you can rent 2 hookers for the night for like $7. Now, I'm not saying that he should have engaged in prostitution. I'm saying spend the money and have a couple spotters if that's what you're planning on doing later. You know? Somebody who can cut you down when shit goes wrong. So, if anybody tells you that David Carradine died of some weird sexual fetish, no. David Carradine died because he was cheap. So I just want you guys to remember that when you're tipping the comedians tonight. Don't be cheap because that shit can actually kill you.
Oh, fuck. Give it up one more time for Chipp Jones, you
Chip
guys.
from
Give it
DC.
up.
Thank you.
Give it up. Give it up. Oh, my God. I didn't know what I don't even know the word. I'm a prude. I don't even know what auto affix shit. I can't even say it. Give it up one more time for Chipp Jones out of Washington, D.C., you guys. Woo! Oh my God. This next comedian I actually know in real life. I've had her on a couple shows out of Seattle. I think we're going to pop her Zoom cherry tonight and get her on her first show. So make some noise for Megan KD out of Seattle, Washington, you guys.
Woo!
All right, thank you so much. I hope you can hear me. My name is Megan, and I'm really happy to be here on the naughty list. It took a lot to get here, but I'm so proud of myself. I'm Megan KD, letter K, letter D, kind of like Louis C.K., but I won't force you to watch me masturbate. But if you send me enough money on Venmo, we can talk about it. I'm mildly dyslexic, and I think it's cute because when I see the word applause, I think it says applesauce. Applesauce, please. All right. Now, it's been a wild year. I turned 31. I'm okay with it. My mom didn't raise a little bitch. My dad did. Any football fans here tonight?
Woo.
That's crazy. I think football's dumb.
Woo.
I think football players wear helmets to prevent the players from kissing. Let them kiss. Earlier this year, I came out as bisexual. Thank you. I'm also demisexual, and what that means is I'm attracted to, or I feel a connection with Demi Moore from G.I. Joe. I ghost. I love ghosting people. It's been a really fun year. I was couch surfing. I wish couch surfing was as fun as it sounds. I went through a breakup. My ex broke my glasses, and I was like, yeah, I can't see you anymore. I'm a mom. Where my parents at?
Yeah.
They're here. Just kidding. I have a wonderful 10-year-old daughter who ruins my life every day. I'm kidding. I love her so much. She's like my twin. She's Danny DeVito. I'm Arnold. Yeah, my daughter, she's enjoying homeschooling. Last year, she came home from school and she asked me to teach her how to dab. I said, sorry, sweetheart, you're not old enough to use a blowtorch. Yeah, man, a little bit about myself. I am high risk. In the year 2016, I was diagnosed with a chronic illness. I'm dying to tell you what it is. I have celiac disease. There's no cure for what I have, and the only treatment is to eat a gluten-free diet. So in other words, in 2016, I became another white girl. Named Megan, who can't have gluten. My life is a basic nightmare. You guys, something happened over the summer. I became a musical comedian. And I do have a trigger warning. I'd like to apologize if anyone lost a loved one during the pandemic like I did. So sorry, but I wrote a song about how my grandpa died, and I hope you guys like it. 5, 6, 7, 8. Don't leave your grandpa in a hot car. He'll fall asleep and die. His body will be found 17 days later. They'll scoop it out and take it to the morgue. Then your aunt will drive the car 3 hours home without having upholstery cleaned. But what about the smell? Do you think the car is haunted? What the hell is wrong with my aunt? So don't leave your grandpa in a hot car. He'll fall asleep and die. His body will be found 17 days later. I wrote this song because he was a Nazi. There's also a hip hop verse to this song. Don't leave your grandpa in a hot car. He won't go far. He will get super baked. Then he won't be awake. You think that is kind of whack? Well, you don't have to clean grandpa out of the cracks. So don't leave your grandpa in a hot car. He'll fall asleep and die. His body will be found 17 days later. I'm really sorry about this song. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. Actually, I sang that song for a friend, and he said it was funny because I'm not good at singing. Why would you say that? My grandpa just died. No, my grandpa had dementia, and he started driving, and it's kind of like if Dory from Finding Nemo started driving a car. They both need water to survive. Thank you. How much time do I have left?
Oh, you're good. You're good. Give it up for Megan KD, everybody. Give it up.
Right, thank you.
Woo! Oh my! Don't leave your kids in the car either. Fuck. If you leave your fucking dogs in the car, though, they find you. You kill a dog, people lose their shit. People lose their shit. Let me tell you.
Yeah, Grandpa left himself in there.
It's funny because we all have bad. We have to talk. I love dark comedy. Sometimes I tell my comedy from a closet. Some people would tell me to come out the closet. I said, hey, I'm not ready. That's a totally different show. I hope you guys have been having a good time. If you're watching this on Facebook, every comedian that's given me their tipping information's on there. Make sure you have a chance to tip them. Also, next week, SuitMan Productions does a different kind of show. It's called Give, Love, Laugh. We give all the money to actually UGM. All we talk about is getting donations for the Union Gospel Mission. In Seattle, that's $2.45 a day. Feed somebody. Usually people wonder why I don't do it before Christmas. It's because everybody's going to do something before Christmas. They need money after the holidays too. So I try to generate something for them that'll pay and help people pass the holidays as well. So if you have a chance, check that out. Also the week after that, we have our Beautiful Minds podcast starting. This is actually a cool idea. We highlight autistic artists. We call it the Tastic Artist Podcast. We highlight artists on the spectrum, do their story. A lot of you may know the comedian that's going to be on our first show. She's Juliana Hang out of Malaysia. Yeah. She's working on actually printing her, or I should say, filming her half-hour special on her story. So it'll be good to give her a little highlight. Also, give it up one more time for Megan KD out of Seattle, you guys. Woo! Yeah. Our next comedian up, we have I haven't worked with this guy yet. I'm waiting to see what he's got. I'm not sure if I'm ready. He's out of New York, so I know he's going to be tough as hell. Give it up for James Mack out of New York City, you guys.
Yeah.
Woo!
Awesome. Yeah, I know this is not the accent you thought you were going to hear when you heard New York City. I'm from the South, y'all, and for some reason, the first time I meet people up here in New York, the first thing that I have to let them know is that I'm not racist anymore. So now y'all, obviously I'm joking with that, but my parents are from the South as well. And my mom's from Arkansas and my dad's from Louisiana. So that tells you that I was conceived during a NASCAR race and delivered by yeah. Now, one of the things that I cannot stand is stereotypes. And they have a huge one up here in New York. They're like, oh, like all white people don't like spicy food. And that's bullshit, y'all. My dad was Cajun. Like, you know, we put hot sauce on everything we eat. It makes taking a girl home that first night a lot more fun. Can't say she didn't feel anything that time. It's all right. So the person next to you didn't get that joke. It's a slow burn. But, now, I am single. I know none of you are surprised. But y'all of something like I love my beard, but too many of y'all like guys with beards, and this just means we're fucking lazy. That's all it means. So I did not grow this to get ladies. I grew this to hide my second chin. Now, the last girl that I dated was kind of weird, but I'm not talking about the kind of weird like roll over, bite the pillow, and the safe word's orange. Not like that. No. What I mean by weird is like, so every 28 days she would come home with a fifth of whiskey. I'm like, honey, well, what are we celebrating? She's like, oh, it's not a Father's Day. And I was like, oh. The only reason that made that weird was because she had an IUD. And I'm a veteran, y'all, and IUD is close to IED, except finally it's a safe explosion. Now, I know some of y'all are looking at me and you're like, oh, wow, James, you're a veteran. Well, I thought you had to be in shape. Well, veteran infers past tense, so I was in shape. And secondly, round is a shape, so fuck you. Yeah. But I've tried to lose weight, y'all, and I found something out. Y'all are judgmental against fat dudes in jogging pants. Like, if y'all see somebody who's in shape in jogging pants, you're like, oh, that guy just got through working out. Then you see my fat ass, and you're like, oh, that dude just got through working on a pizza. And it's just not fair. So, but I did try and lose weight. I went to the doctor, and I was like, hey, man, what do I got to do? He's like, all right. He goes, we're going to give you a Fitbit, goes on your right wrist, measures the motion of your wrist. It'll tell us how much you worked out. And the only thing that I learned for the first 2 weeks is that I drank for 3 miles a day. So, but I stuck with it and went about another month and went back to the doctor, handed the app, and he's looking at it. He's like, wow, James, you're up to like a half marathon every other week. And I'm like, yeah. I didn't have the heart to tell him that I took it off my wrist, put it on my dog's tail, and started feeding her treats. By the way, any of you who have seen that Geico commercial, I've been doing that joke for 2 years. Geico can kiss my ass. Like I said, I am a veteran, y'all, and I do have PTSD. But the way I found out about PTSD seriously is the first time I ever got taken to see my psychiatrist. Yes, taken is the right word. And I showed up and they were like, James, you're here for PTSD, but do you know what that stands for? I was like, well, if you ask the cop that brought me in, it stands for put the shotgun down. I was just doing my Kurt Cobain impression. Come on, y'all. He blew the top off of that rock. He was a hero. So, but I went in and saw the psychiatrist, and the first thing that she asked me was, she was like, James, do you know the difference between being sad or depressed? And I was like, is it the color of the bathwater when the paramedics show up? Yeah, sometimes it takes people a little bit for that one. But then the next thing she wanted to ask me about was my sex life. And I know none of y'all want to imagine me naked. It's all right. I'm body positive. So, but I thought I'd have some fun with her. So I told her I like to choke myself while I masturbate, you know, because I'm white. And he was like, James, aren't you worried that one of the times when you do that, you may accidentally kill yourself? And I was like, Doc, if I do, it's just another notch on my belt. So, come on, y'all. These suicide jokes usually kill. So, but only once. So, now I know I've told a lot of suicide jokes, and that's not usually anything to joke around about. So, if you have any friends that are going through some stuff right now, please give them a hand, because then it's murder.
Oh, fuck.
Now, one of the things is, if you didn't know, 1-800-SUICIDE is the suicide prevention hotline. But why do we have to add in prevention there? Is there a suicide assistance hotline? Like, you call up and they're like, hey, oh, what? You were going to do what? Use pills? Grow a backbone, you pussy. Check this out. We're going to send you a box with 3 important things. It's going to contain gun-flavored mouthwash, an assortment of ropes, and our newest book on how to tie the perfect noose by Anthony Bourdain.
Oh.
And I'm like, any of you can shut the fuck up. And no, the other thing about it is just, I mean, 1-800-SUICIDE, that's like, suicide's a hard word to spell. I mean, gun in my head, I could only do it one time. But you'll get that one later too. It's fine. But the other thing about it, I was thinking, like, why don't we come up with easier ones for people to spell or to use, like 1-800 you suck, or 1-800 I kill me, or I don't know, 1-800 wet toaster. Now I know what you're thinking, like James, wet toaster's too long. Well, the extension cord wasn't, so it's fine. Now, sometimes when people find out I'm a veteran, they're like, hey, James, thanks for your service. And tonight I want to say thank y'all. Because for 15 years, y'all paid for my housing and food, for my alcoholism, and for the shittiest vacation ever. Like most companies send you to places like Lake Tahoe and Disneyland. I got Iraq and Afghanistan. And if you don't know where those places are, it's because you went to public school. So, but not all deployments are bad. Don't get that idea. My first deployment, I got to go to Brazil. In my mind, that meant, hey, hot girls in bikinis and playing soccer on the beach. Nope. I got the Amazon rainforest in the middle of the summer and spiders the size of coffee cups.
Oh, fuck.
I'm pretty sure some of them were racist, but I don't speak Portuguese. So. The other place that I got to go to that was really cool was I got to spend 18 months in South Korea. But the bad part about it was that also got me to see the scariest animal in the world. At 5 o'clock in the morning, me and a couple buddies were coming back from the bar. We turn a corner and we come face to face with what we started calling a vampire deer. You can go look this up on Google later on. It is a Chinese water deer. And but it stands 6 foot tall and has 6-inch fangs. Just imagine kind of like Bambi got bitten by Twilight. There you go. But as soon as we saw it, we were like, oh my God, like what do we do? Like, how do you kill a vampire deer? While we were thinking about it, one of my friends like pulls out this garlic clove. He's like, I got it. And it's such a shame because he forgot that deer are vegan. So we'll miss Tom. Yeah. So last year my dad passed away, and before he died, I got to tell him I was doing comedy, and after he laughed at my career choice and not my jokes, he asked me why I would want to do something like that, and I was like, well, Dad, it started on a dare. And he's like, you're a dumbass, you should have took the truth. Thank you so much. My name's James Mack.
Woo! Give it up for James Mack, you guys. Yeah, I had to keep reading the damn list. That don't sound like fucking New York. Even when I was saying it, this fucker ain't from New York. I just think he lives there. That's not a New York accent. That's not. I'm smarter than that. I've been down south. I know what a New York accent sounds like. Usually starts with the N-word. No. No. How y'all doing? I hope you guys are having fun. This next comedian, she's a mess. She's gonna turn it up a little bit, I'm sure. I'm pretty sure she knew she was on the naughty list. She's on Cupid's rejects as well on Valentine's Day. Like she's that lady. She's a classy fucking lady. Give it up for this next woman. I know she was in fucking Arizona this week, killing it. Give it up for Danielle Deluca out of Sacramento, California.
Well, we can tell you're not Italian. It's Deluca. Deluca. Like, like I have some uncles that will put you at the bottom of the river for that. How's it going, man? I just fucking landed back in Sacramento. I was on a really full flight, and I noticed something. You know how like when everyone's here been on an airplane, right?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. So they're standing up there saying, "Oh, put this together." But if the plane goes down, I'm not fucking doing any of that. I never listened to them. I started Beetlejuice, man. Fuck you guys. Putting fat people all next to each other in a fucking flight. I mean, we're not going anywhere. It's stuck. The flight is stuck. Anyways, glad to be back home. I can get back to my whoring ways. When the first comic was explaining don't date guys with neck beards and just all my ex-boyfriends in general, with the good neck tattoos, neck beards, they kind of look like Niko, but like if Niko was a little rougher, like if he would have just stayed in juvie. Yeah, if he would have just stayed in juvie, Niko, we could have been perfect for each other. you know, but you don't live with your mom either. And I really love guys that live with their mom. It's nice to know the family. It's nice to know the mother of the son you're fucking. I went on a Tinder date, you know, because I combined Tinder and COVID. I wanted to be brave, like my mom said I was when I put on a swimsuit. I just took that over into the Tinder and COVID world, and I said, "Fuck it, let's play some Russian roulette." And I went over to this guy's house, right? And I was pretty excited. And his mom opened the door, and his mom was like, "Hey, Hunter, your Tinder date's here." And I was like, "Challenge accepted, bitch. Let's go." Hunter came out of his bedroom. He told me his mom lived with him. Clearly, he'd have the master bedroom. He doesn't love his mom that much. You know? That's a sire find. So we're sitting on his bed, and his mom says something that really sealed the deal. His mom was like, "I'll turn up the TV so I don't have to hear you." She knocks on the wall. And I'm like, "Oh, bitch, it's over. Let's go. Let's do it." I said, "Hunter, lay down." I said, "But before I fuck you, I need to know your mom's name." And he was like, "Why?" And I was like, "This isn't for you, Hunter. This is for your mom." So he said her name was Maria. I said, "All right, cool." He laid down, and I got on top of him, right? And I was like, "Oh, I'm wearing socks and sandals, you know, sexy look right here. I'm gonna be like, oh, Maria, right?" I hear the TV go up louder, right? I hear the TV go up louder, and I was like, "No, you're not gonna win today. It's been a dry spell." So I was like, Maria, your son is so good. Oh. And, you know, he finished, because most guys want to fuck their moms. They do. I've been a phone sex operator for 4 years. You know, guys like fucking James Mack will call me, and he'll be like, "All right, here's the scenario. Like, my mom, I cut school and I got home, and I'm in my bed jerking off, and my mom gets home early, and you know, she walks in on me, and at first she's real upset, but then she wants to help her son. You know, she wants to make her little boy come, right? And I'm fine. I can imagine shit all day. I don't care. The problem is I have a 15-year-old son that I have to go sit on the couch with after that call. Yeah. After making her little boy come, it's just kind of awkward at my house sometimes, you know? Yeah. Yeah, my daughter just turned 18. She called my bluff. I told her if she turned 18 and didn't have a job, we'd make a mommy-daughter OnlyFans page together. You know, because I already have one. And she said, "No, I made my own." Yeah, she's taken after the family business of horror, and it's pretty cool. She wants to get a mouth tattoo right here. Yeah. She wants to get a mouth tattoo. You guys know what she wants it to say? Moneymaker. And I said, "Hey kid, why would you want to get moneymaker? Like, you're just inviting all these random cocks into your mouth. That's not the way you want to start out when you're 18. And she said, "No, it's because you can make money with your voice." And I was like, "You have nothing good to say. I've heard you. I don't think that's what she should get." You know, because she's a space cadet, man. I'm like, "Hey, are you here? Are you alive?" Man, those drugs are really good. We smoke weed together. I'm a conventional mom, you know. I'll fuck her friends now that they're 18, and I'll smoke weed with them too. I think if you fuck the youth, you stay young, you know. I don't have this soft skin for nothing. Although I was fucking an 18-year-old a couple days ago, and he said something that really bothered me. He was behind me, right? And he was like, "Ugh." He's like, "Call me daddy." And I turned and I looked at him and I said, "Hey kiddo, I'll call you son. You're closer to my daughter's age than you are mine. I'm not going to call you daddy. You didn't buy me anything. I had to fund this trip, you know. I had to buy the alcohol, goddammit. Glad you parked your bike in the garage." I like to have intimacy with strangers. Like, that's the best sex to me. Like, eye contact, deep fucking eye contact. Like, tell me you love me and then leave. Don't ever come back. Just go home to your wife and kids. They miss you and love you more than I do. Whatever works. No one laughed at that. Like, you've never slept with a man that's married. Okay. You guys are all high and moral. Well, you know, Some of them don't sing. I wear a fake wedding ring so that when guys hit on me, I can either tell them one or two things. One, I'm married. Or two, I just started telling guys I have HIV. Yeah. The funny thing is they still haven't stopped hitting on me. And that's really weird to me, you know, because if I walked up to a guy and he's like, oh, hey, I have HIV, I'd be like, get the fuck out of here. But it really got me wondering, you know, because I did get COVID as well, Chipp. You know, you're not alone over there. I got it probably from making out with strangers. But anyways.
But it wasn't me. Wasn't me, guys. Wasn't me.
No, I wouldn't make out with you. Your wife would hurt me. You know.
Oh, she would hurt me.
I was just thinking about making out with Chipp and how awkward that would be. I've never made out with someone or fucked anyone older than my parents. You know, that's kind of my age limit. Like parents, kids, you know, you can't go older or younger. But the problem is my mom had me really young, so she's not very old, you know? So that really pisses me off. So I just think maybe Chipp and I will expand that. Huh, Grandpa?
Call me Santa.
Oh, fuck me, Santa. Fuck me, Santa. Okay. You know, we all have fantasies too. Anyways, yeah, so back to the good life of me. My daughter was listening to Pony the other day by Genuine, and she was like, Mom, this song is so good, so vintage. You guys had rad music in the 90s. And I was like, I fucked your dad to that song. I took his virginity in that Windstar minivan, 1998. It was a good time. It was a good time. You know what you call two fat people fucking in the backseat of a car? Determination, you guys. Determination. Yeah. I was like, are you sure your wife's home? I mean, fuck. You gotta fuck in your car? Oh, God. It's just, you know, I'm in the back of a Honda Civic. Come on now. We're going to break the shocks. I've broken 4 bed frames this year. I'm sure as fuck going to break some shocks. And I'm not that bendy, you know? Like, so if we ever do hook up, please don't try to put my feet behind my head. Do I look like a fucking gymnast to you? No, I don't. I'm not a gymnast. So, you know, just don't. I'll take care of it. I realized the other day I've been fucking for over 25 years. 25 years. No, that is not good, Niko, because we're the same age. We're the same age. We're the same age. Like, I'm disgusted a little bit with myself, but I kind of feel like I should celebrate the quarter of a century, you know, by fucking more. You know, I just wonder, you know, Chipp, have you been doing it that long too?
I've been married for almost 30 years, and no, I haven't been fucking 25 years.
Right? As soon as you get married, it's just over, right? I never understood that. Until I got married. I do say though that my second husband did me the best favor anyone could do. He died. You know, so he made me a widow instead of divorcee twice. You know, you guys weren't there. It's the nicest thing you could do. It was kind of weird though. We were going through a separation, and they were like, well, you're going to be the one that has to pull the plug or, you know, do whatever. And I'm like, let's go. It's just my birthday. I don't want to come to the fucking hospital. Like, come on, let's go. But, you know, it was very nice because now I'm not divorced twice. I'm just a widow and divorced. All right. I'm Danny D. Thank you.
Woo! Give it up for Danny D. She might fuck your dad or your stepson. Watch out. Just not your grandpa, right? Oh my God, I told you she's a piece of work. Man, all right. And they say, you know, she's kind of like dynamite because she's only, I heard, like 5'2". I said, what the fuck? How you that crazy at 5'2"? Jesus Christ. If she was 6'2", we'd all be in trouble. She'd be chasing guys down and throwing them in her car. Fucking up. This next comedian, I met him in real life. He's not from my area. He just used to work all the time out here. We were talking before the show. He's like, man, all I did was open mics. I was like, oh, you never got your 3 drink tickets for half-hour driving to do 4 minutes on a real show? Where you didn't miss anything, right? These Zoom comics are so spoiled. You know what I mean? Like, we're missing real comedy. No, you're not. You're saving money. He's also the reason why a lot of us are even here. He started the group Displaced Comedians. I think it's over 6,000 people. So he's definitely doing something right. Give it up for Niko Lukoff out of Boise, Idaho. Woo!
Thank you, Duante. Thanks so much for having me. Hell yeah. So I was raised in the only Jewish household that had no humor. Yeah, it was weird. Like, we didn't joke around with each other. Our only roasts were briskets. We didn't even really use sarcasm. Yeah, no sarcasm. That was super fun. Damn it. I'm sorry, folks. I'm still working on sarcasm. Okay, I'm gonna find it though. I'm gonna find that I've got to wander. If I've got to wander this land for 40 more years, that's another Jew joke. We wander. Here's what we had though. We had lots of passive aggression. Yeah. But I would have thought you'd have known that by now. If you cared. The other day I was chatting with this dude on Facebook Messenger and he's like, hey Niko, do you just want to hang out in a Zoom? And I was like, sure, who's got a Zoom hang going? Because we're doing those group Zoom hangs, you know? And he's like, actually, Niko, I was just thinking just me and you.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's the appropriate response, Santa. Like, oh shit, slow your roll, dude. Like, we just met on a Zoom open mic 3 days ago. And I get it, you know, COVID time, that's like 4.26 trillion days when you carry the one. But I kind of feel like that'd be zooming to the Zoom level of our relationship. And also look, I'm straight and happily married. And yes, sometimes those go together. I didn't say these things out loud, of course, because I am only an asshole on the inside. Where it counts. And I was like, sure, let's hang on a Zoom. Why not? So him and I had a Zoom, just us. We actually had a great time, folks. We did. We shared a lot of funny stories, discussed some very interesting topics on this strange but completely platonic internet date. And then I realized that's what a podcast is. It's just an internet date with a theme. And that theme could actually just be having no theme. Oh, I'm sorry. Q&A.
Yeah.
The only difference in this and a podcast was the record button, RSS feed, and begging all our friends to listen. Then it's like, where should we hang out? You know, my podcast or your podcast? My place, your place. But let's face it, folks. Let's face it. Even if you don't have a place, you probably still have a podcast. What I'm saying is book me on your theme internet dates because I'm a good time. Is it even legal? Is it even legal to decide to start a podcast when you're sober? Like, I'm pretty sure when you sign up for an Anchor account, there's not even a CAPTCHA. They just have a breathalyzer in your microphone. They're like, they don't care if you can click all the boxes that have a crosswalk. They just want to make sure you can't walk a straight line. Pretty sure. They're like 0.015. Are you serious about this? Telling the world about your comic book collection? Take a couple shots, man. Buck up. Yeah, and for the more weed inclined, it just checks your pupils. That is high-tech stuff, folks. That is high-tech stuff. I don't know. I think, at least I heard that on a conspiracy theory podcast. We'll see. The other day, I sat in a tall wooden chair. That's right. It's going to get exciting, folks. The other day, I sat in a tall wooden chair. It didn't have any armrests. It didn't have a backrest. Like, overall, it was actually pretty uncomfortable. But then I put a pillow on it that actually helped out quite a bit. Yeah, I just needed a stool softener. You know what? And those of you that didn't laugh, I get it. I get it, folks. I understand. That was a numb ass joke. That was a numb ass. I'm glad I'm doing this one though. I haven't done it in a while. I just been sitting on it for a while, you know? Just been sitting on it. I really like it. I think it's got legs. I think it's got legs. I don't know. I'm keeping it. That's solid. That's solid. I think volleyball was invented for people who just don't know how to catch.
Absolutely.
They're like, basketballs are too heavy. Balloons are too light. What do we do? Make it official. This part's hard to do on Zoom. To make it official, they just went to a tennis court and they just grabbed onto the net and just went like this. Oh! And this person just got real tired and was replaced by some Pulse at some point. I don't know. That was a sports history podcast. I heard that on. I got busted in high school for selling weed because you are not supposed to do that there. They really frowned upon it, which was a bummer because I was just trying to turn frowns upside down, you know? Look, I just made the same mistake that a lot of passionate people make, and I ruined my favorite hobby by turning it into a job.
Mhm.
Maybe some comedians on Zoom can relate. This is a job I obviously wasn't very good at, getting busted and all, but look, I was 15 years old. I try not to beat myself up too much about it. I didn't go through training or anything. I just knew that I was supposed to buy low and sell high. Just took that a little too literally, you know? So I was on a Zoom open mic and I did the whole buy low, sell high, pause for laughs, literally. And as soon as I did that, I got a direct message in the chat. Now I don't want to be divisive here, but I just got to say, during a comedy show, Mike, anything, isn't it a little weird to have a chat? like if I just was at a comedy club at any time, anyone's just like, hey, everybody, check out my waffle recipe. Or like, oh, sorry, I got to go. No, don't worry, I'll leave before you could even say bye. You guys laughed a lot. You do a lot of Zooms then. or probably my favorite, LOL, that was really funny. It's like, we know. We were there. We still are. And so are you. Like, come on. So I got a direct message in the chat in all caps. It says, not to be that guy. I'm like, oh, there's something I need to address, like something going on. I found some pepper in my tea. Like, what's happening here? They didn't just hear me, that sarcasm. I'm still trying to figure out what's happening right now. But not to be that guy, and his video's off and his mic's off because it's a Zoom open mic. You are not to be that guy, but I think you meant to say figuratively instead of literally. It's like, dude, you are literally being that guy right now. I mean, it was just semantics. He was arguing semantics, folks. I think he's just being anti-semantic. So at another Zoom open mic, I'm like, I got to do this in a bit. So I do the whole thing. Buy someone, did anti-semantic drink, did the whole thing. And then after my set, the host, who I could see clearly and I can hear clearly, says, Niko, you did a great job. You should get paid lots of money to tell jokes on the internet. What he actually said was, Niko did a great job, because I did. He said, I don't know if you remember this, but I'm actually that guy. Yeah, I was like, oh my gosh, this is great. I was hoping I would connect with the person who did that at some point. I didn't remember who it was. So the next comedian's up doing their set, and because I'm a very professional Zoom medium, I'm whisper typing to the host, just letting him know, like, hey, it's a fun bit. Want to know there's no bad blood or anything. I had a good time with it. And he types back to me when other comedian's on. I could see him. I could hear him clearly. And he's typing so loud, it's like a typewriter. You can't even hear the comedian who's on. So I did the only reasonable thing, and I whisper type back to him, because I'm a very professional Zoom comedian, as you can tell. And I whisper type back to him. I was just, hey, not to be that guy, but I'm pretty sure you meant to mute your microphone. But thank you for helping me add about 3 minutes to my set. So I did get busted selling weed, remember, before that guy? I was the only Jew in juvenile hall. Yeah. I put the Jew in juvie. I did get out pretty quick though. Sorry, Danny D. I got out pretty quick because my parents hired a really good Jewish lawyer. It was nice. Yeah. He went up to the judge and he said, "Let my people go." They did. You know. Then I got out on probation, which meant I take all these drug tests. And look, I had never been good at tests, but I was very good at drug. I didn't stop smoking weed because that would have been crazy. So I'd smoke weed. I'd do things with my tests to pass, you know, but these methods took time. And I passed way more tests than I should have. Then the tests became more frequent, you know, like pot quizzes, if you will. And I failed a ton of those. And it turned out, unfortunately, they had not been grading me on a curve. Folks, I've been Samwise Gamgee 20 years later. You've all been super fun. Yeah, you got sarcasm.
Give it up for Niko Lukoff, you guys. Give it up, give it up, give it up. We're almost there. We've only got 2 left. Don't worry. I heard even Santa motherfucking Claus is in the house, so watch out. Have you been naughty or you been nice? Fucking A. But this next comedian, she works with me on a little bit of everything. She's the kind of like my HR lady. She's the one that says I can't say that. If you've seen if you've seen Key and Peele where they translated for Obama, she does the exact opposite for me. She's SuitMan, don't say that. SuitMan, that's not a good idea. I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do that. She's done that to me a lot, actually. You know what? You might, please don't say that. Please don't say that. But I love her anyways. She's the owner of Living Room Entertainment. I think I'm saying that right. Fuck, I don't know. I'm high, the drunks, the shit. Fuck it. It's happened. It's happened. I'm on the naughty list for a reason. Give it up for our next comedian out of Seattle, Washington, Tara Christian-Weidner.
Yeah, Tara.
Thank you, Duante. I don't know how I always end up like in the HR role. We are so fucked if that is the case. Oh my God. But yes, it's Living Room Comedy, actually. So find me on Facebook. Give me a like. Jessica, I hear you on the production woes. I mean, I'm also a masochist. I produce like 5 shows a week. It's just, it's fun. We're doing the oh my Lord's work, right? I'm also the mother of a teenage boy. So like I could taste that description of a freshman that you were giving. That was yeah. I think Jane's got a more active sex life than I do, just to be honest. But seriously, lady, where the fuck were you with the don't fuck that guy advice when I was in my 20s? Because I fucked that guy. I had a kid with him. Yeah, there's no time machine for that shit. Chipp, if erectile dysfunction ever gets you, just like rig a pulley system with a wayward pube and we'll get you going with that. And like everyone remembers David Carradine choked himself out when he was choking himself off, but no one talks about the fact he was listening to NXS when he did it. Yeah, that's a Michael Hutchins joke, and he offed himself accidentally before David Carradine. Boom, the original. Let's see. Yeah, I've been paying attention to everybody. Megan, I don't know what you did to end up on the naughty list, but for me, it involved a tire iron, 10 shots of tequila, and a mule. So I don't know if we're keeping score. I'm not, but get a mule. James, way to kill it with those suicide jokes, man. Danny D, one more bonding point that we have. I also choose Beetlejuice for my in-flight entertainment. And I fucked guys that look like Niko. And I also fuck a married guy about once a month. It's my husband. I don't know if that counts. I know the poor guy's an incel and he doesn't even know it. Yeah, all right. I just wasted 2.5 minutes. Well, I didn't waste it. I was giving it to you guys. That's a gift. You're welcome. Merry Christmas. You may notice the excessive amounts of cheer I've got going on here. There's a purpose for that, people. Seasonal depression is a real fucking thing, okay? So when you see people like me with fucking light up earrings and bells that jingle and a dog asleep on Christmas pillows and shit, she's wearing reindeer antlers. You can't see that. Out to them. Be like, have you baked any cookies recently? Because, I mean, James could be telling jokes about them in the future. But I realized I got like over the past week, 5 freaking people reached out to me and they were like, are you okay? Duante was one of them. That's how you know he loves me. He was like, are you okay? You've been quiet. You're never quiet. Something's wrong. I'm like, taking a fucking break? No, it's seasonal depression. We're almost through this, people. We're in the home stretch, all right? I've got several things going on here. On top of the generalized anxiety disorder, we do have the severe depression, which worsens during this season. I mean, if you live in the Pacific Northwest, you know about the long dark, people. We are living in the dark times here. The dark times? We got Google and Microsoft, please. We're at the precipice. At Starbucks. Yeah. Okay. Anyway. All right. Pacific Northwest ain't so bad, but fucking hell, the winters suck. Anyway. On top of the anxiety and the depression, I also have ADHD, OCD, and PTSD. So like that makes me the fucking life of a really mellow, multi-themed party that's been just meticulously organized by a war veteran. Just yeah, this is what they call the whole package, people. I am also a codependent. I learned this last year when I started going to Codependence Anonymous meetings with friends. Like, a whole group of us started going, and I gotta tell you, it is really helping us. Like, I don't want to speak for the whole group, and I really shouldn't. They teach us not to, but come on, man, they are fucking expecting me to. That's just part of the process. Yeah, and it used to be we would gather in this like multi-purpose room in a senior citizen center, and we'd sit around in a circle and just fucking circle jerk ourselves in tears until we run out of tissues and decaf, and whichever comes first. But like right now, we're in times of COVID. You guys, we can't do this. The senior citizen center said, no, you can't visit. There's this thing out there. It's killing old people like old flies. Just stay the fuck home. Have your meetings in Zoom. Okay. Ooh. So, yeah, it's a lot like this. So like, if you guys could cry with me, that would be great. But, now because of this COVID thing that I'm sure you guys have heard about, I mean, it's been on the news once or twice. The shit's through Zoom. It doesn't have the same feel. Like, I can't sit in a circle by myself. This doesn't work. I have tried so many times, and my jeans are getting bigger, but the circle thing ain't happening. I don't allow decaf in this house. That's rule number one. No, it ain't happening. And my friends have not been showing up in these Zoom CODA meetings. Oh, sorry, CODA. That's Codependence Anonymous. That's, if you're not a victim of slavish trust, it's AA for the unhealthily confident. But, my friends don't show up anymore. So in true fucking codependent fashion, I am doing all the fucking work. Yeah. I did mention that I have an 18-year-old son. Yeah, the fruiterus of my uterus is a full functioning adult. He's got a job and everything. Fruiterus of my uterus, fruit of my womb. Is that more palatable? I don't know. Hash it out amongst yourselves. The kid he's smart. Like, I got to give it to him. I'm raising a really good one. He's so smart that like when he was in school, I didn't understand shit that was on his homework. Like nothing. It's just like, what is that? What kind of freaky fucking hieroglyphic shit is that? And he's like, Mom, it's trigonometry. And I'm like, don't you say that word in this house, young man. So I would look at his homework assignments and be like, get that devil shit away from me. And I did start understanding more of it. And then I realized I'm just looking at the line that says name. And I understand that because I picked it. And I spelled it wrong too. Like Dilon. Yeah, in this house it spells Dylan, but in every other house in the world it does not. Yeah, I have searched for 18 Christmases for something personalized for that kid, and I'm telling you right now, you don't find that shit on a keychain. So he's got like all kinds of things that say number 1 kid, and it's just like yeah. When the shutdown was happening, like we had just paid for him to go to Japan for spring break. Like we were just like, get out of the fucking country, kid. Like it made us the best fucking parents in the world. But what he didn't know is we only got him a one-way ticket. So this kid was like literally saved by the virus. Yeah, he could have been rolled up in sushi by now. I don't know what the fuck happens there. I don't know if they're selling American kids into like, actually, you know what? Sex trafficking might have worked for him because the last I heard, he's still a virgin. Fucking loser. No, you guys are probably aware, like when you have kids, the decibel level of the sex drive, not sex drive. We already know that doesn't exist here. The decibel level of your sex life. Way to pick up on that one, Danny. She just has sex when I don't want to, which is okay. That explains way too much. Anyway, so like the decibel level of your sex life, it drops a little bit, and it's mostly because you're either embarrassed for yourselves or you don't want to harm your kid that's upstairs. And no, not in this house. Like my husband takes it as a dare. It's like just start ramming it home and let's see how high we can get her. How much can we fuck that kid up? And like, it's giving me some anxiety, guys. I gotta tell you. At what point is my son just going to embrace himself in solidarity and just start cranking it at volumes unheard? And we just end up in this really fucked up loop of dueling banjos. Yeah, I know. Anyway, all right, I'm off to go play. You guys have been awesome. I'm Tara Christian-Weidner. Thank you so much for the time. Dante, back at you.
Hey, give it up for Tara Christian. I think I figured out why I like her so much. She's like my mom, another white woman who don't know how to spell her son's name. Let her burn me about that shit again. Like, he's the one white guy with a fucked up spelled name. That's fucked up. Everybody probably thinks he's black. We got a Dylan with an O. He must be a black kid.
He gets a lot of Dylon.
Yeah, Dylon. Yeah, I'm burning the fuck out of her. I'm writing that down. I gotta make a mental note about that. I work with her too much. Fuck her. She's always talking about Duante and my fucking Jerry curl. The bitch don't know how to spell. Fuck her. Pardon my French. You guys go to hell. Now, we've made it to the end of our show. Make some noise for all the comedians we've had. We don't have a comedian last, though. I believe Santa made it. I'm not sure. Give it up for Santa motherfucking Claus, you guys. Give it up for Santa Claus.
Woo! Ho, ho, ho! I've made it all the way from the North Pole. Okay, so the first thing that people generally notice about me is that I'm tall. Okay, yes, I'm fat also. But I would prefer to focus on the metric that doesn't cause diabetes, heart disease, general social disapproval, crushed lawn chairs, scared looks when I head to the buffet line, desperation if I head to the middle seat on an airplane, or questions from small children about whether there's a baby in my tummy. But don't get me wrong. Obesity's no laughing matter. Do you know how hard it is to resist all those snacks set out for me on Christmas Eve? I went to see a dietitian the other day, and she said she was very concerned about my body mass index. She showed me on a chart, and I left feeling totally dejected because I have no idea how I'm going to gain 3 feet in height. Now, some people call me Father Christmas rather than Santa Claus. But you know what I can't stand? When grown adults refer to their fathers as daddy. It's infantilizing and it's not cute. What is this, the Little House on the fucking prairie? Worse yet is women who call a lover daddy to add a little submissive spice to the bedroom. This grosses me the fuck out. I know incest porn's all the rage, but it doesn't turn me on in the slightest. Before I met Mrs. Claus, and don't believe those pictures, she's a hottie in real life. I did have one girlfriend who insisted on calling me daddy. Especially disturbing was the way she used it. She wanted me to whip her bare bottom with a belt while she pleaded with me, please don't spank me, daddy. I won't get an F on my report card again. I got the impression that this was less roleplay than the reenactment of some childhood trauma better sorted out in therapy than at the end of my North Pole. But for some people, it's a turn on, even if I don't get it. It only goes in one direction, generally. If you get a man who wants to call his lover mommy, he usually also wants his diaper changed or to get breastfed. That's a very niche kink. But daddy is way more mainstream. Why stop at daddy, I wonder? There are other familial terms of endearment you could use. Destroy this sweet pussy, big brother.
Oh, God.
The fuck? Fuck.
Put it in my ass, cousin. Okay, that one might fly in Arkansas. Ooh, give me some of that good Grandpappy Johnson. And it's got to be daddy. You don't hear more formal modes of parental address used in the bedroom. Oh, please come in my mouth, father. You want your papa to eat that pussy, don't you?
Oh, God.
Give it to me good and hard, Dad. You do you, but as far as I'm concerned, let's leave Daddy to the preschool crowd. Okay, I know what you're thinking. You're all thinking, did I make the nice list or the naughty list? Everybody always wants to know. I thought I'd give you good people a little preview of some of the folks who've made the lists, but don't worry, there's still a couple of days to change my mind. Go adopt an orphan or something. So here are 12 people that made the naughty list this year. The turkey that Trump pardoned. What did that turkey know about Russian interference in the elections? That's what I want to know. The guy who ate the Wuhan bat. Just stick to McDonald's next time, dude. Duante Barnett. You've got to stop hating on the white man, dude. Cookie Swirl C, YouTube phenomenon. One of the little clauses watched her unboxing Shopkins for about 18 hours a day when she was about 3. And now the little bitch has come out with Roblox videos and we're back at it. Most annoying voice ever. Elon Musk for trying to be Batman and for overall creepiness. Justin Trudeau for breaking liberal hearts, for being hot and progressive, and yet thinking it's still okay to do blackface. Officer Jesse Smallwood of the Dallas Police Department for giving me a ticket last year for double parking. Who the fuck gives Santa a ticket? Kids Bob Kids for inflicting their music on the world. Any kid who made a younger sibling cry for telling them I'm not real. I'll show you how real I am when I come fuck you up, you big bad. The 1%. They can buy whatever they fucking want. They don't need my help. People with gigantic lawn inflatables. One house a couple of years ago had me riding an elephant. Not only is that geographically incorrect, but all the reindeers tried to fuck it. They'll fuck anything, reindeers, you know. It's not Rudolph's red nose you got to worry about.
Oh, God.
And finally, anyone who leaves me gluten-free cookies. That shit tastes nasty and it stops me up for a couple of weeks.
Oh, Megan.
Oh. On the nice list, we've got J.K. Rowling. For getting cancelled and thus providing hope that we may not have to endure another Fantastic Beasts movie. Tom Christian-Weidner for bringing the world's Russian roulette and other funny stuff. She's on the nice list.
Yeah.
Hey.
Niko Lukoff, the patron saint of displaced comedians everywhere.
Fuck that guy.
Yeah. Fuck that guy.
Pennsylvania for putting America out of its presidential misery. They all get a pass this year.
Woo.
Everyone named Karen who has never asked to speak to the manager. All the children of Great Britain, because mince pies and sherry are my very favorite treat. Although I have to drink a little coffee and watch for the speed traps. Dr. Fauci's on there, of course. Not only did he inoculate me personally, but that man can get anything he wants under his tree this year. Tiffany Trump, because I want you to know that there's one overweight famous man who remembers your name and loves you for what you are.
Oh my God.
Girls whose parents named them Daenerys. It's not your fault that your namesake turned out to be Hitler with dragons. Bruce Willis, because of course Die Hard is a Christmas movie, motherfuckers. Stand-up comics for making us laugh when we need it most. Every one of you gets 20 drink tickets in your stocking this year. And Tom Hanks, because he's always on the nice list. Okay, I'm going to close out my set with a little song I wrote just for you. So here, let me do the Zoom magic and share my sound. And I hope you enjoy this little ditty I cooked up. Apologies to the people I stole the idea from. I got 9 reindeer. Come on, my dear. And jolly. Let the festive cheer. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, I'm Santa and I'm fat and jolly. Big bulging sacks and I'm fat and jolly. Get on the nice list, cause I'm fat and jolly. Slave away in the North Pole with my elves and with my hoes. Put those toys right in the sleigh. Give them out on Christmas Day. Hop on top of your house. And stirs not even a mouse. Come down your chute with my fat sack. Once you go Santa, you never go back. Chuck some milk, act surprised if you catch me in my disguise. I want to pop that big red sack right in your festive passage. Make it snow when you blow. Up the chimney, watch me go. My candy cane, I'll bestow. Look at my beard, see me glow. Me. Put out the chimneys for a kind of chimney. I know where to stick it, where to get where I want to be. I'm off to the next house. You try to catch sight of me. Write your list. Make a list. Ask for a toy or sit on my knee. You never ever really have to ask me for a thing. I already know how you behave. Tiny boots and big coats cause I'm fat and jolly. Double your milk and some cookies cause I'm fat and jolly. Give me lists for wishes cause I'm fat and jolly. Leave a carrot for the deer cause I'm fat and jolly. Ladies and gentlemen, wish you all a very Merry Christmas. And if you want to make the nice list, my Venmo is at Parsons-1. Good night.
Oh my God! Give it up for oh my God! Give it up for I don't even know what to say on that one. That's not my Santa Claus. That's not. I'm only half white. That can't be my Santa Claus. Fuck you, man. It's all right. Jesus. Oh God, that was. I'm fat and jolly. Like I've never even heard WAP, but I knew where that was coming from. Like Jesus Christ. I might need therapy after that fucking song, right? Like I don't. Jesus Christ. I don't know.
Beautiful.
I don't know what to say. This has been Santa's Naughty List. Obviously, everybody on this fucking show has been naughty. Not a single one of these fuckers deserve anything but coal in their stockings. We've had bad language. We've had 71-year-olds telling sex jokes from both sides. Somebody's grandma and somebody's grandpa was over here telling sex jokes. So we'll just take it for what it is. It is what it is. I hope you've had a blast. And one more time, I need everybody to make some noise. Our first comedian of the night was Jessica Miranda out in Verdona, New Jersey. Our next comedian up was Jane Banks out of New Orleans. Sorry, Louisiana. Give it up for our comedian after that, Chipp Jones out of Washington, D.C. We had Megan KD out of Seattle. We had James Mack out of New York City, but I'm sure he's from somewhere below the Mason-Dixon line. Give it up for Danielle Deluca. I said it right, so I won't forget about it. Give it up for Niko Lukoff out of Boise. The only puts the Jew in juvie. Give it up for Christian-Weidner out of Seattle, Washington. She lets Danielle have sex when she doesn't want to. That's a whole different Maury show. Give it up for Santa Claus. I mean, David James Parsons. If you see him in a van with no windows, don't get in that van. I've been SuitMan Productions. Before we forget, we have a great show next week for you called Give, Love, Laugh. All proceeds will go to the Union Gospel Mission. Week after that, we're doing our podcast called Beautiful Minds, the Tastic Artist. Tastic is autistic and fantastic. We're highlighting a comedian everybody knows, Juliana Hang, and her whole journey through comedy. And then the second week, every second Saturday, we've got Raw Comedy with Tara Christian. We'll have Solstice to Sundays, the last Sunday of the month, and we'll have Mixed and Misidentified next month as well. Thank you for tuning in. SuitMan out. Make some noise, everybody.
Thank you.
Good job, everybody.
Great job. Great show. This will be on Facebook.